Hello beautiful humans, welcome to my channel. Today I'm just going to post on how to start a garden bed. I'm going to try to include everything that other YouTube videos may not have included. So watch till the end and you might find the odd little tip here that it might help you have a successful garden. Okay, so first thing is, one of the main things you are going to need is a sunny space with a yard that you can grow vegetables or flowers, whatever you wish. So this garden bed is a new garden bed we're putting in, and as I move back you'll see the rest of the garden is grass. So we actually put in a passive watering system with this bed because it's very far away from the house, which is behind those trees there. And I did not want to be walking out or having to deal with watering this unless I absolutely had to. But this spot here gets sun 24 hours a day pretty much in the summer. It's like as soon as the sun rises, not 24 hours, obviously we sleep, but as soon as the sun rises, it has sun, and it has sun all day till basically until it sets in the summer. So this is why I chose that spot in the garden. Also, the grass kind of slopes down to this spot, so I figured it would be best to put it in a spot that was lower so that it didn't dry out as quickly. So I'll do a drawing for you of what the passive water system looks like underneath this gravel. This gravel is a good 10 centimeters or about 5 inches thick, and under it we have some trenches around each one of these beds to collect the water. And yeah, so I'm hoping that will help with the watering this summer. And so one of the things that we did do also is we built a greenhouse to start our seeds earlier, because we live in Nova Scotia, and sorry about that, lots of cars going by. So what I was saying was, we live in Nova Scotia, and so we don't have long summers. So we have to start our seeds in a greenhouse, and we end our plants in the greenhouse generally. So I will take you to our greenhouse and explain how we made that. So this is a picture of the garden beds from the top view. I just wanted to explain what the trenches we dug looked like underneath the gravel. And so here are the trenches. They go around the beds. The beds themselves are these 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are the beds. And there's only sides to the beds. There's no bottoms on them. So it was just grass there. Then we put cardboard there, and then we started putting these sticks and wood and leaves and then soil on top of that. So the trenches that we dug them about 15 centimeters deep, run through here, and they go all around the beds. And these spots here that I've marked as with crossways lines, that's where grass was left. So on top of this grass, we just put cardboard, and then we layered other layers, which is what I have up here. I want to show you the layers from the side view. So I just wanted to give everyone an idea of what it looks like underneath the gravel with the beds. And that way, when we have a storm, we have our water barrels, we have a hose that's going to go to here, and then with the storm runoff from my water barrels, it's going to feed into here and it'll water all through here. And I tried it with the hose and it worked perfectly. When I put the hose here, it all flowed down because this, at the side view, like I said before, the yard is at an angle, a slight angle down, not level but down. So then when it goes through here, it flows, and it's a very slight angle, like not like that, but like about that. So the side view is, this is the garden bed. There's the cardboard right there. I did a little key right over here. We did cardboard, and then the green is the grass. And here I wanted you to see that we put a little bit of clay here so that when the water comes in this way, it'll go into these trenches. And the clay that's from here to here will make it so that the water doesn't soak into the ground this way, but that it'll go into the ground under the beds. And that way the roots of the vegetables will be able to uptake that way. And so then what we did is we did cardboard here over top of the grass. Actually we dug out the grass here, and no, we just put cardboard down. And then we did landscape fabric, which is the blue. We put landscape fabric all over the cardboard and over the clay and up, and we right into the edge, underneath the edge of the bed, so we won't have any grass coming up there. And then over top of all of this, we leveled it out and we filled up the trench with gravel, really good size gravel, probably 3 centimeters wide, some big chunks of gravel we used. So that's what the garden beds look like underneath all that gravel. And I just wanted to share this with you in case you wanted to do some passive watering in your new garden beds. So next I'll show you the greenhouse. And here is the deer fence that we bought with some stakes to put in. Once the garden beds have been done, which we just did, my husband, this is his job, is going to put this lovely deer fence around so that we can actually participate in eating the vegetables as opposed to the deer eating them all. Because in Nova Scotia, deer are ravenous. They love the gardens in where we are, and we need to protect our food from them. One of the ways to grow garlic in Nova Scotia is over the winter time. You plant garlic bulbs in the fall and then cover them with straw, about a good 10 centimeters at least of straw, or seaweed. Some people use seaweed. And then in the spring, when it's not going to freeze anymore, you can pull it off, and I've started this already, and you can see that I have some garlic sprouts coming up right there. There's another one right there. And so today I'm going to be taking this straw off and letting my garlic see the light of day. So that's pretty exciting. We're pretty excited. This is always one of the first things that we get to do. And I hope you have good luck with your garlic. Make sure you have your soil is good and dark. You need a good foot of soil. A lot of people don't tell you that. When you start gardening, they keep going on about soil and how to make it up, but they don't say how much you need. And a foot, you need a good foot of soil to grow things. So you might have to bring some in and mix it up with some carbon. So that could be straw or leaves or even sticks. In our beds that I showed you earlier that are across the way here, over there, way over there, that I showed you earlier. Those garden beds are 2 feet deep. The first foot we put in some logs and sticks to hold the moisture, and then we covered that up with some leaves, and then we put lots of really good soil with even manure, fresh manure as well, about 20% fresh manure, and some compost and stuff from farms. So it should be a really good soil. Looking forward to seeing the results this summer, what comes out of there. So here is the greenhouse that we built. We collected used windows from neighbors and anybody who was throwing windows on the side of the road. We picked them up for years, and then we built this greenhouse out of them. Now, it wasn't free. The frame and the roof definitely cost money. We did have leftover pavers lying around, so we didn't have to spend money on the flooring of it. And it's been fantastic because I don't have to bring my dirt and gardening stuff in the house and create a mess. So my husband is quite pleased about that. And so you'll see I have started some seeds already, and I'll bring you into the greenhouse and show you those right now, and they're doing really nice. So we're inside the greenhouse now, and as you can see, I have got this shelf that we just put together last weekend, and I'm excited because I got some new lights and heating pads to start a whole bunch of seeds, because I'm hoping to start enough that I can share with the community this year. It's a kind of a goal of mine to help spread the love through food, sharing of food. And so I'm gonna start a whole bunch of new seeds. And as I said before, if I look around here, oh look, I started some seeds a couple weeks ago and they're doing really well. I started my arugula and my spinach and some watercress and some lettuce, so they're doing quite well. I have the heating pad underneath it, and I have the cage elevated a little bit, otherwise they get a little bit of fuzzy mold starting on the soil surface. So you want to make sure there's good air circulation, but they need to stay warm. We've been getting -6 here still, and it's April, so at night, so we have to keep it warm. So I have everything on a timer, so the heating pad does not turn off, but the lights do at night. We want to keep them off for about 8 hours right now at night, so they turn off at 10 and they come on at 6. And also what's really important is a fan. So I have a fan right there, just gently blowing, and yep, they're pretty happy in there. Another quick little tip is when you're watering, you want to lift these trays out and actually put the water right inside the container that's holding them. So that way, otherwise you'll burn the leaves. The leaves will just go bloop. I've done that multiple times because I've forgotten, because everyone talks about using a sprayer, but that's not the way to do it. Just put some water in the bottom. I usually like to keep a little bit, maybe half a centimeter in the bottom, just so the roots have to grow to get the water, and you get good root growth that way. So yeah, that's some that I've already started, but I'll show you what I do before this step of actually just having them growing. We have to soak the seeds first, especially if you're buying them from the store. They have a coating on the outside of the seeds so that it keeps them from sprouting in the package. So you want to make sure that you soak your seeds for 24 hours. And I like to change out that water a couple times within that 24 hours. And that'll help your seeds sprout a lot easier and quicker. And you'll probably get a better sprouting from your seeds that way. So we're inside right now, and I just wanted to show you how I soak my seeds. So I take any container, I use these plastic containers because I don't have enough glass, and I make sure that the water is, it's good water. There's no chlorine or any carcinogens in the water. So I use well water. You might have to buy some water from the store, so to make sure there's no chlorine in it. And here are my seeds. I'm going to use, right now I'm using these bush beans. They're like a French bean. And the most important thing to do besides the soaking is to make sure you have a label. Labels are important throughout the whole process. You will see I'll be pointing to labels the whole time, making sure you know how important it is. So we're just gonna put some beans in there, and got quite a few in there. If we want to share, some of them won't sprout, so I like to double the amount I put in. I'll leave those beans in there. I'll put the label on the container for 24 hours, and then we'll see me planting them tomorrow. So it's the next day, 24 hours later, and I've been soaking all my seeds, and as you can see, I used some shot glasses because I ran out of plastic containers, which means you can use anything. You don't have to worry about what exactly it is. As long as it can hold water, you're good to go. So I'm going to bring these outside to the greenhouse now, and I'm going to plant them. So I'll see you there. So we're in the greenhouse now, and it is raining like usual in April in Nova Scotia. April showers bring May flowers, and yeah, so there we go. I hope the rain doesn't sound out my voice on this recording, so I'm not gonna not plant my seeds today. So here are the seeds in the greenhouse, and I got some seeds starting soil. It's Miracle-Gro. I'm not proud of that. I've actually never bought seeds starting soil before. I've always just used my own soil. But I thought I would give these seeds as much help as I could, because I want to make sure they were as successful for sharing to the community. So I got some seeds starting soil, and I got my tray ready here. You can see I've got squash here. I'm gonna put the soil in here. I thought I would show you putting in the soil, just so you can see how I do it, so I don't pack it down. So this is really easy. I open the bag, I get the soil out with my little shovel, and then, sorry, I'm trying to make this okay, and then I just put it in like that, and I just fill her up. Put some more soil. Fill her up. You can see why my husband doesn't like me bringing the dirt in the house. I'm not exactly tidy when I'm gardening. I just usually make a big mess and clean it up later, if I do at all, in the greenhouse. Now that I have a greenhouse, I don't need to exactly clean it up right away. So I just kind of level it out. I'm not packing it down. I'm just putting enough in to fill all the little holes. And there she does it. So we have 4 holes there. See, so here's the lines. And there's a line there so you can see. So once I've got the soil in, I don't pack it down. Sometimes I'll scrape the excess soil off, just kind of like this, into another spot. There we go. You don't want to pack it down because the roots need to be able to move freely. So I'm going to plant the squash now. These are the squash seeds. You can see I collected some from last year's squash. They still have a little bit of the meat on them. So I'm putting in 2 to 3 squash seeds per spot. I usually put them in the corners so they have a little space. It's little space between them. Sorry, I'm not very good at planting seeds and videoing. It's harder than it looks, trust me. And then over here, get another seed. Go over here. Put another seed in there. And so on and so forth. So we're going to plant all these seeds. This one, I'll put the 3 in this one because I have 9 seeds and 4 spots. So I'll put 2 in each except for 1. And then once you get all your seeds in there like that, you can poke them down a little further into the soil a little bit. Usually you want to go the depth of the seed. So in this case, I'm just going to cover the remainder of these seeds with a bit of that soil that I removed off, like that. So you don't want it very deep. I'm not pressing down. I'm just covering them like that. And then after that, you'll spray them with water. You'll water them in the tray, and you'll spray the top of the soil. There are no leaves right now, so you don't have to worry about burning the leaves. And then I will put this in my spot that I set up for germination. All right, so I just finished planting all the other little cells. So I planted zucchini, red cabbage, peas. This is all Morning Glory and the squash that I started with. And so now I'm going to spray the tops. What I did was I planted the seeds like I did before. The really small seeds you just put in the top, and you kind of just stir the top of the soil around so it gets a little bit of soil on it. Those are the really, really small seeds, like the red cabbage seeds. They were really, really small. So now I am just going to spray the tops of them so I don't disturb the soil I placed on top of it. Spraying the tops of the soil. Nice, good spray. Really wet. We want really wet. We don't want them to dry out. We want to keep them moist until you see some green shoots coming out. And even then, you want to make sure there's water in the bottom of the tray. All right, and now I'm going to water the rest of these. And I will also be putting in some water in the tray, which I will do now just to show you. This is a really heavy, and I usually have 2 hands for it, and I do it. Let's see. No, I cannot. All right, so anyways, I use this watering jug, and I put about 1 centimeter of water in the bottom of this tray. So I put the water in the tray and moved it over to my setup, which you can see here. I have a heating pad. I have heating pads underneath the tray, And then I have the water. I put the water here, maybe you can see in the bottom here, just in the bottom of it. There's still a lot of space, maybe even half a centimeter, not a full centimeter. And then, so everything's nice and wet. And then I'm gonna put over top of this my dome, which is really important to keep that moisture in and the heat in when you're first starting out. So that's all nice and cozy. I got the lights underneath, and we're ready to start germinating. So hopefully in about 5 to 7 days, I've even had some germinate within 2 weeks. So don't give up if you don't see anything. I just leave it there for, I'm starting to see my lettuce coming through after 3 weeks, because we were really cold there for a while. So they took a little longer. So don't give up if you don't see anything sprouting right away. If you find mold starting on the top of your soil, you need air circulation. You can get these roofs that you can open to allow for a little bit of air to come out. It's still quite cold here at night, so I'm going to keep it closed. And if I find that I need to, I'll open it. And if I have to, I will prop this up a little bit like I did my other one, just to allow the fan to get in there and move the air around. So we're ready to germinate, and good luck with your seeds. I hope you have success, and don't get upset about your failures, because I've been doing this for a number of years now, and I've still got lots to learn. So just keep doing what you enjoy and like, and then you'll have some food to share with everybody. So now it has been 7 days, and I just wanted to let you folks all see how we have progressed. And as you can see, I had to lift up the lids because they were too moist. They weren't getting enough air, and I was starting to see a little bit of that fuzz on the top, which we don't want to see. So let's just have a quick peek in these. Oh, look, we got some beautiful sprouts coming up there. Sprouting happening. Got quite a few there coming up. Oops. I want to keep those up. Going down. This one, perfect example of, if you don't see anything, don't give up. Just keep it moist. Cover on with the light. How about this tray? We got some in the end there. And then down here, these guys, the ones that are tallest, I was so impressed with. Those are my morning glories. I am gonna have lots of those to give away. I'm quite happy about that. Yeah, so we got lots of sprouting happening there. When they start getting to be about that height, you want to take the dome off of them and let them get used to the regular air. Got some sprouting in there. And then in here, we don't got anything going yet. And then down here, I got lots of cucumbers that have sprouted and borage. So those are doing well. So good luck. So as I said, don't give up if you don't see any seeds popping up within 7 days or 10 days or 2 weeks. Just keep it moist, and maybe they just need a lot of warmth because it still can be a bit chilly for some of these seeds. It was 2 degrees last night outside. They are in my greenhouse on heating pads, but that might not be warm enough still for some of those seeds. So just let them hang out and see what they do. All right, see you on the other side. Take care.